Assalamu alaikum students. I am Aisha Anwar, your computer teacher. We have started chapter number 2 from your book, which is about system development life cycle or software development life cycle. In short, we call it as SDLC. In previous lecture, we have started the basic introduction. Today, we are going to revise those terminologies again. The main focus of today's lecture is on SDLC phases. Before discussing SDLC phases, we will revise the terminologies that we have studied in the previous lecture. So, what is SDLC? SDLC is a technique in software engineering through which software engineers create or alter information systems. It is a set of models, techniques, or methodologies that software engineers use to develop the new software. In software engineering, it is a discipline which belongs to engineering, using which we have got the various techniques, methods and methodologies for planning, controlling and creating the new information systems. SDLC, the first word S is for the system. Here we are going to revise the concept of a system. What is a system? A system is a set of components, and these components can be both hardware and software for collecting, creating, storing, processing and distributing the information. In short, a system is a software which is going to be developed. Why is SDLC important? Because we have to deliver quality software which ensures the requirement at the time of development that all the requirements are well defined and meeting the customer's satisfaction level. Our software or our system should be cost effective and it should enhance or maximizes the productivity. The main objective of SDLC is to ensure the high quality systems. It provides strong management and it should maximize the productivity. In previous lecture, we also discussed about the stakeholders of SDLC. We discussed that stakeholders can be within the organization or outside the organization. They can be anyone who sponsor, plan, develop or use a project. Here I have included a diagram for your better understanding so that you can see here project or product owner is also a stakeholder, development team is also a stakeholder, then project manager, end user, project sponsors. All of these are collectively known as the stakeholders, or in short, anyone who is directly or indirectly involved with that system or that software is known as the stakeholder. Here you can see a word agile. Agile is a software methodology or it is a technique to implement SDLC. So from here we are going to start today's lecture, which is about SDLC phases. There are about 10 phases of SDLC. These are defining problem, planning, feasibility study, analysis, requirement engineering. Requirement engineering is further divided into the 3 phases that we will discuss. Then designing is also composed of further 2 phases which we are going to discuss. Then testing, verification, deployment or implementation, and maintenance and support. In today's lecture we will cover first 4 phases of SDLC. that is from defining to analysis phase. This is the diagram of phases of SDLC, which starts from defining phase. After defining phase, we will come to the planning, then feasibility, then analysis, requirement engineering, designing, coding, testing, deployment, maintenance, and if you see from this maintenance to again defining, it means it is an ongoing process. We have to go through these phases one by one, that is from defining to the next phase, planning, then feasibility, and in a sequence. The first phase of SDLC is the defining phase. As its name indicates, that defining means to document each and every requirement of the development during this phase. In this phase, the problem to be solved or system or software to be developed is clearly defined, which means all the requirements are documented and approved from the customer or company, which consists of all the product requirements to be designed and developed during the development life cycle. It means during this phase, all the requirements that are to be integrated into the system are mentioned. For example, if we have to develop a student's examination system, for this system we will define our problem like a student's examination system is needed to be developed that covers all aspects from examination taking to the student's results generation. It means here it is clearly defined that we need an examination system from taking exams to the result generation. In this, all the sitting plan, roll number generation, and each and everything will be listed. Okay, from defining phase, we will move towards the planning phase. In planning phase, the objective of the project is determined and requirements to produce the product are considered. An estimate of resources such as personnel and cost is prepared along with the concept for a new product. It means that all the resources that are required for the particular system development are to be addressed in this planning phase. All of the information is analyzed to see if there is an alternate solution to create a new product. If there is no other viable alternative, the information is assembled into a project plan and presented to the management for approval. It means that in this phase, we think about any other possible alternative solutions to that particular problem. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल हम कहते हैं कि हमने एक सिस्टम डेवलप करना है, तो उस सिस्टम को डेवलप करने का एक पॉसिबल वे हो सकता है, ठीक है। अगर उसके साथ हम ये देखें कि सिस्टम को डेवलप करने के लिए वी कैन गो फॉर प्लान ए, प्लान बी, प्लान सी, और इसी तरह ऑल्टरनेटिव सॉल्यूशंस, सॉल्यूशन 1, सॉल्यूशन 2, सॉल्यूशन 3। अगर एक प्रॉब्लम के एक से ज़्यादा सॉल्यूशन हो सकते हैं, तो वी विल डिस्कस which solution is more feasible and maximizes our productivity, or which solution is more appropriate. अगर तो सिर्फ एक ही solution है तो we will plan according to that solution. If there are the more than one solutions that exist, then we will look for the most suitable solution in this phase. For example, in the student's examination system development, project planning will be made to set the ultimate goals as an estimate of resources such as personnel and cost is prepared. In this phase, all the resources are to be estimated, like for example, how many persons are going to be engaged in that product, what will be the cost of that product. Like this, all of these planning is done during this planning phase. The third phase is feasibility study. In feasibility study, we study about the strengths and weaknesses of the proposed system and present directions of activities which will improve our project and achieve desired results. It means we will conclude the strengths and weaknesses of a particular system. The system which is proposed, what will be its strengths and what will be its weaknesses. In feasibility study, the analysis and evaluation of the proposed system is to be done. And why it is to be done? It is done to determine whether it is technically, financially, economically, legally and operationally feasible. It means in feasibility study we will look for these parameters, whether our proposed solution is technically feasible, financially or economically feasible, it should be legally feasible, and it should be operationally feasible within the estimated cost and time. In feasibility study, as we have discussed earlier, it is divided into the following forms or steps or the types, like we study it technically, economically, operationability, legally and casually feasible. For example, if I say कि मेरा एक सॉफ्टवेयर है जो उसको मैं एस्टिमेट देती हूँ कि वो 6 महीने में बनेगा, विच इज़ उसके काम के हिसाब से वो अगर इम्पॉसिबल है 6 मंथ्स में बना, तो इट मीन्स इट इज़ नॉट फिजिबली स्केड्यूल वाइज. After feasibility phase, the analysis phase is considered. During the analysis phase, project team determines the end user requirements. For example, what is the exact requirement, what they do want to include into the system or in the software. During the analysis phase, the team asks the following questions from the customers. For example, can the proposed software system to be developed within available resources and budget? Will this system significantly improve the organization? Does the existing system even need to be replaced? For example, in students' examination system, project is analyzed for development. The project team will visit the school college to study the existing system and will suggest the possible improvements. Today we have discussed the first 4 phases of SDLC. The task is to revise and learn these 4 phases. Once these 4 phases are clear to you, then we will move towards the next phases in our next lecture. Thank you.